On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah man, my viewers and subscribers, what one. A blessed and wonderful Monday evening to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side. So we have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So what you know, my peeps, tensions are high in the old capital of Jamaica. We are talking about Spanish Town, St. Catherine. Yeah, man. But before we get into the meat of the matter, we could kick it off like this. On your screen is the alleged gang leader of a faction of the St. Catherine-based notorious Klansman gang. We are talking about Tesha Miller. Now, Tesha Miller and 23 of his co-accused are scheduled to return to court on the 12th of December for another case management hearing. So the criminal elements were all present in the Supreme Court downtown Kingston on Thursday. All the defendants, with the exception of Dr. Paul Robinson, was remanded in custody. Dr. Paul Robinson has been charged with providing a benefit to a criminal organization. So during the hearing, the prosecution was advised by the defense of difficulties in accessing some of the electronic disclosures related to the case. The court was informed that all the defendants have separate files with documents outlining their alleged involvement in the gang. Now, as a result of that, the matter was adjourned to give the prosecution time to re-upload the documents for full disclosure. Tesha Miller and the others were charged under the anti-gang legislation and other serious offences to include that of fatal knockings and clappings, conspiracy to fatal knockings and clappings, robbery, illegal possession of firearm and ammunition, and also extortion from the St. Catherine-based business communities. So right now, the police in Spanish Town has released a long list of criminal elements who is deemed wanted by them. So the persons of interest listed by the St. Catherine North Police Division are as follows. Alfonso McDonald, otherwise known as Boo, said to be from Carletts Road in Marchpen. The criminal element identified as Theophilus Campbell, otherwise known as Danga Reds, also from Carletts Road in Marchpen. The third person, a criminal element identified as Arville Buckner, otherwise known as Will. He's also from the Carletts Road community in Marchpen. A criminal element identified as Jason Spikey, otherwise known as Bigger, come from Okra Lane. Another criminal element identified as Kevon White, but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Barley, said to be from the Tarspen community. These other criminal elements have since been identified only by their aliases. One was named Biscuit, another one identified as Blue, another one identified as Adian, another one identified as Deafy, one known as Tough, another criminal known as Sparta, and last but definitely not the least, a criminal element identified as Finger. Yeah, man. So over the weekend, the bloodletting continued in the streets of Spanish Town, St. Catherine, where we definitely see that the rival factions have engaged in a bloody gang war over the lucrative extortion racket in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. So that left a trail of blood over the weekend. So it is confirmed that 2 criminal elements out of the many will lose them 3 points. Is because of that. We are talking about the criminal element known as Bradley, or otherwise known as Tallman of the streets, said to be from the community of De La Vega City. Now, that criminal element's life was taken along Young Street on Saturday. And also, this criminal element presently on your screen identified as 25-year-old Adrian Booth, but more popularly known in the streets as Munchie, said to be from a Marchpen Road address. Now, he was taken out by a fatal knife wound to the neck along Marchpen Road that are near to the plaza side right there. So, sometime around 1:30 p.m. on Sunday. It is said that this is also a reprisal for the fatality of Tallman from De La Vega. So right now, the people in the streets need to understand, say, yo, the streets of Spanish Town, very, very dangerous. As we all know, Spanish Town, the old capital, coming like a volcano that can erupt at any given time. So basically, my peeps, the fatal knockings and clappings of Bradley R, aka Tallman, will come from De La Vega City. And the next criminal element, identified as Adrian Booth, aka Munchie, have the potential to spark a war. A war that could easily refuel the ongoing internal feud within the ranks of the notorious Klansman gang. And also it go draw in the one other gang, because members from the breakaway Tesha led faction of the Klansman gang has forged some sort of alliance with the Tickman and Theme section of the notorious one other gang. So we can definitely look out for flare-ups in certain areas. So now I'm going to give you a list of areas where flare-ups can definitely occur from what took place over the weekend. We are talking about the PNP section first. We are talking about De La Vega City. We are talking about Railway and sections of Top Banks. We are talking about Marchpen, we are talking about Lakespen, we are talking about Lime Tree Grove, we are talking about Quarry Hill, and as far as Kitson Town. Yeah, man. Now, as it relates to the Jamaica Labour Party side of Spanish Town, we are talking about Tarspen, we are talking about Leslie Pen, we are talking about Railway Lane, we are talking about Chambers Lane, Job Lane, St. John's Road, Brunswick Avenue. Them areas they controlled by one other in a Spanish Town. So flare-ups definitely you can look out for it. Now, as it relates to the commercial district that will definitely be affected, persons are to be cautious when venturing into these areas. We are talking about places like Burke Road, Young Street, that is run by the Orange Man them, so you know say a PNP that. Cumberland Road, Wellington Street, you know say the Green Man them that. Labour Right. Burke Road, Port Henderson Road again, Orange Man them. Prince Lane, Manchester Street, we are talking about the Green Man them. Burke Road again and Whitechurch Street, you know say the Orange Man that. French Street, Wellington Street, you know say the Green Man them that. Burke Road, Marchpen Road, you know say the Orange Man them that. Cumberland Road, William Lane, you know say the Green Man them that. Morrison Street, Nugent Street, Young Street, you know say the Orange Man them that. So you have to be careful when time you know trads them street there. And this morning again in the old capital, another man end up lose 3 points whilst riding a bicycle along a roadway in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The attack took place sometime around 8 AM along P Lane is yet to be identified. Now, on the Spot News Media received information that explosions were heard and the police was summoned, and upon the arrival of the police, the man's blooded body with what appears to be a whole heap of corner wounds all over the upper body and head was observed whilst laying on the roadway clutching the bicycle. The Spanish Town Criminal Investigation Branch is presently probing that particular incident. Now, communities in and around Spanish Town where you need to be careful if you live there, and if you go traverse through there, you need to be absolutely vigilant and careful, because anything can happen at any given time. We are talking about the communities of Jones Avenue. Yeah, man. That the community there can go from 0 to 100 by the drop of a hat. Dangerous place. We are talking about another community known as Gravel Heights. That community was once so crime-plagued, police officers had to sleep there for weeks, just camping out at a certain spot, trying to quell the ongoing gang war between themselves and the neighboring community of Tredegar Park. And that still did little to stop members of the notorious Klansman gang and the Wanada gang from attacking each other. The next community we are talking about, De La Vega City, the home and headquarters of the fierce Klansman gang. De La Vega City had its hands deeply embedded in Spanish Town's violence from the mid-90s, forming their PNP enclaves and basically arming them to take on the likes of the Wanada gang, and they wanted to reign supreme as the only Spanish Town gang. That gang was led by the infamous Donovan Bulby Bennett back in the days before he met his demise. Yeah, man. The next community that the ones need to stay clear of are when venturing in and out. To be very cautious, be on your P's and your Q's, is Marchpen. Now, Marchpen Road is a community that has seen a lot of violence over the years, where a lot of high-profile violence has taken place. And that community is a base for the notorious Klansman gang. But not only them, because Wanada have Fidem Liquor section too. Yeah, man. The next community that the ones them to be careful of is Central Village. Even though it is not in the St. Catherine North Police Division, it's a part of the St. Catherine South Police Division, but it is still considered to be a Spanish Town nonetheless. Now, the Central Village community is an unofficial cemetery, a bed of bloodbath, death, and destruction. The St. Catherine community of Central Village have seen way over 400 homicides, and over 30 police end up lose Fidem 3 points in that particular community since 2002. So you know, say I don't know, joke business going over there, so yeah, man, dangerous ends. The next community to be fearful of, we are talking about the Shelter Rock community. Jonesites, or Shelter Rock as some may know it, has over the years become a breeding ground for crime and violence. Once a major stamping ground for the Wanada gang. They drew battle lines with the nearby Klansman affiliated PNP enclave of Jones Avenue, sparking a bloody conflict back then that is still occasionally fought to this day. Now, the next violence plague community is the community of Garden Pen. The Garden Pen community is known for its affiliation to the Wanada gang, also based in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. The Garden Pen community has a bloody past and was once a hotbed for gang violence, claiming the lives of dozens and the serious injuring of pretty much just as much. Now, let me give you an example. We are talking about between September of 2004 to June of 2005. During a 9-month period, over 22 lives was lost and many persons just as much seriously injured. A lot of homes were firebombed during that outbreak of violence in the community, perpetrated by pockets of violence producers fighting over turf. So these communities listed, my peeps, is just a little rundown of some, but more so the major ones that persons traversing these areas must be very careful of. So my peeps, as always, safe travel, pan the gravel, and always continuously look out on the corner yai cause the old dirty corner boy them always out there. Alerts, yeah man, me I tell you. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah man.